saved up for the cast. So we
We
can
can
always
continue the
Figure it out.
nonsense.
we can always make it worse if we have to.
The nonsense is the cold open.
Yes,
Welcome to Nonsense. I'm Mariner Mondays,
I'm circling Seattle sports.
and that's Jake at the bottom. Right, Jake? I don't think Brittany understood. Welcome back to Mariner Mondays. That's your cold open. Uh, Charles Hamaker, Jake Parr, Brittany Wisner. I hope neither Jake nor my voice go out because my voice has been weird since I did that play-by-play for the UW women's hockey game. Jake sounded like Frank Sinatra earlier, and I made him sing me a tune. Um, Jake can
I missed
attest.
it?
It was in our private texts.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
He
It
does
was a
that.
We don't need to
short
get into your
tune.
private texts.
Yeah,
Anyway, we'll
we'll
get
leave it
into
up
it.
to.
We're at that point in spring training where it's just kind of like we're middling around. It's not like the Mariners have any massive new players to continue to learn about. And the ones that they did bring in, some of them are basically should be put on a milk carton because they haven't played in the game yet. And like Brittany and I talked about last week, it is hashtag concerning to not know what's going on. Um, we'll start sort of, and this is kind of, I think I said this last week, Brittany. I mean, we could just kind of take things away from these games. I'm not really diving too deep into losing to the Colorado Rockies today, I think it
No.
was. Like, I hope it's not the end of the world. But I mean, there are some things that you can take. Like I'll give it off to the people smarter than me. But it has been really fascinating to see Ben Williamson show out, pretty well. People are really enjoying that. The kids have generally played pretty well. Colt Emerson's made some nice moves here and there. Cole Young is strictly DHing right now. I think he's dealing with a shoulder
Yeah.
um, issue. So there are some positives. The as Brittany called it, the inevitable Mitch Haniger hot start is seeming to bring it around. So I'm gonna say Brittany a lot, and then I'm gonna throw a change up here, and we're gonna start with Jake, and then move down to Brittany, and then come
What kind
back
of
to
change
me.
up?
I was never a good pitcher. When I pitched, I just threw heat. I didn't know how to throw anything else. My catcher would come up to me, "What are we doing?" I said, "All fastballs." I said, "What?" I said, "All fastballs."
Hey, Nuke.
And then I retired and played center field. So, Jake, just your takeaways so far from spring training where we're at as we're here now in the month of March. I keep forgetting that. I keep typing on the show titles February. No, no. So yeah, we'll go to you, Jake, and then we'll go to Brittany. Just kind of see where we're at, whether it's minor leaguers, major leaguers, or just generally how you're feeling about camp so far.
Yeah, I mean, I've been mostly what surprised me is how well the minor league hitters have been performing. Um, I know that the Mariners haven't seen a lot of major league pitching, especially like top caliber major league pitching. But I have been like really gratified with how well the minor leagues are hitting. It feels like the double A guys are hitting triple A guys well. The single A guys are hitting double A guys well. It feels like everyone's playing up to whatever level they're in. I mean, we're not quite, at the point anymore where we were at the start of spring training, where we were like scoring 15 runs a game or whatever it was, 11. Um, but it's still being, pretty successful. Lost to the White Sox on Saturday, but 9 runs. Gave up 18 to the White Sox, but it's spring training, whatever. If we give up 18 runs to the White Sox during the regular season, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something embarrassing for sure. Um, so yeah, I've been really impressed with the minor leaguers, especially. Gosh, I mean, it's stupid, but like especially Laz, I've enjoyed watching his at bats. I've enjoyed watching his patience, taking his walks. I'm happy with those. Yeah, I mean, knock on wood or and everything. Um,
I
you
wanted
know,
to say really
okay,
quickly,
yeah,
this is an
say.
interjection because this made me think. w- Does what is Laz gonna finish like when he reaches ideally he reaches the major league level?
Hmm.
What is he? Right? Because he wants to play the outfield. I've seen a lot of pushback about that. Do we have thoughts on? I know I'm cutting into Jake's here,
Yeah, no, no. It's I mean,
but
it's gonna be a few years before we see him. I'm not sure we're
yeah,
gonna
I
have.
just
If
like
he
I've
wants to play
seen
outfield, like I don't think we're gonna have Robles the
Oh, by
for the
then,
3 or 4
probably not,
years. Yeah, so
right?
it's like that's
And
fine.
there's
That's
no
good.
guarantee Randy will be here either.
Yeah,
Like, I would like for him to be here. He's got control, but you know how this franchise is,
yeah.
right? Um, I don't know. I think I'll put a pin in that, but I wanted to keep that on the mind because I find that interesting. I want to give the kid optimism. I want to say, hey, you've got a few years before, we reach that question, right? I will play the optimist there. I will let Jay continue, but I'm going to put a pin in that.
So yeah, Laz has been a standout for me. Like going on kind of towards the fringe of the major leaguers. Ryan Bliss has had pretty successful camp. I think he's hitting 300 right now. He's got a few hits, a couple doubles, a triple. He's having fun. Um, and Mitch Garver has taken over from I think Mitch Haniger in terms of like Mitch that has a good spring training, which I know Brittany you're happy with as your preferred Mitch is winning out. Um, and Harry Ford, it needs must be said, is also having a great time. So yeah, I'm enjoying watching some of the. I guess no, because I did talk about Garver. So I guess kind of the non-stars on the team seem to be having a successful camp. It seems like they're focusing a little bit more on some kind of approach, and it's working out for them. I'm not sure. We haven't really seen anything out of like JP or Cal or Julio. So I'm interested to see what's going on there, or if it's just because they've played like a handful of games.
I don't think I have anyone to add on to that. I think
Sorry.
you got it. No, that's great. It's great. Please be thorough. I'm I'm working with two brain cells tonight. Hell of a okay,
He
bye
doesn't want to be here.
Charles. See ya.
Whoa!
Bye.
New angle.
Um
Baffling.
hell of a at bat from Colt Emerson today. God, that was sick.
Oh yeah.
Just disgusting stuff. And for the pitcher Marquez, to just be like, all right, man, I'm done and plunk him was that was fantastic content. So really cool to see. I personally, for obvious reasons, love that Ben Williamson discourse is in full effect, which is great. He is a fun player. He is fantastic with the glove. I will caution some folks who are saying, "Hey, man, let's get him up. He can do exactly no worse than Polanco. Let's give him a try." Tempting, and also you don't want to ruin his development by rushing him too fast to the big
Hmm.
leagues. He really, really needs to develop some more power. I think it will be really good for him to spend some time in AAA working on that. He still has some growing to do and getting stronger. And yeah, he's an electric player when he's hitting the ball all over the field, spraying it everywhere and picking it at third. We can cool it a little bit on the opening day third baseman talk. As much as I am excited for that day, probably more than anyone, I'm really excited, but we're not there yet. So
Yeah.
other than those, the ones Jake mentioned, I think the other thing that is stood out to me is Logan Evans has had a couple shaky outings. So I want more information there. I want to know what he's working on,
Mm.
what might be new in his arsenal that maybe he's trying to throw differently. And where's Polanco?
Yeah, I mean, I'll I don't know. Yeah, we'll do something similar to that. Um, yeah, I think it is just because like there isn't, normally with spring training, if you're a normal team, normal, you look forward to the new guys, right? You're learning from the new guys and you're seeing what they can do, seeing how they complement a lineup, right? As much as they can complement a spring training lineup when they play only so many, plate appearances and all that. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I'll keep track of. I don't. Well, and it's not like I can watch every single one because they don't broadcast every single one. I got all excited to watch today, and I was like, nope, it's not a thing. Um, you know, it's like I haven't seen too much from the top of the lineup besides the fact that Julio has like dyed his hair. Like, very cool, Julio. Thank you. Um, That and Cal Raleigh won Sports Star of the Year in men's sports here in Seattle the other day at that show. So I'm sure I think I'll put his acceptance speech in here. So I'm just gonna wait for that. Let that go. Good for you, Cal.
That's our
Yeah,
Oscars.
it's not like I was never an Oscar guy. I don't really get the award shows outside of the ones they allow me at. And even then, I don't like wearing suits. Um, it's like not the starters haven't shown much either. Like
Hmm.
it's nice to know that some of them are working on things, right? But like none of them have like blown completely past. It's like this is like okay, he's ready for day one. It's like I think they'll be. I think we're kind of in that lull area, the kind of doldrums in a way for a lot of the guys who will star on this team. Victor Robles, it was nice to see some hard contact from him, I will say. That was nice. But yeah, I think Jake let it on well, and then Brittany added as well. Just some of those guys like Laz. It's nice to see that because I know there's skepticism about just about any prospect, really. I get
Hmm.
that, right? There's no guarantee that they'll get here and be a contributor. But like Jake was saying, I mean, just to see this next wave that'll get here eventually of hitters producing as you're saying playing up is nice to me. Um, so I didn't really have too much besides that. I mean, I don't think anything there's nothing been like glaringly, wow, we need to talk about this right away, you know.
I know what you want to
Unfortunately,
talk about.
Jorge Polanco on a milk carton.
No, you want to talk about Austin Kitchen. 3 innings, only one hit, no walks. He's
Oh,
cooking. Streets are saying
He's cooking.
my goat.
3 strikeouts.
So well, and then I guess this kind of I don't think Austin Kitchen would be there, but anyway, concern level. Like where are we with spring training? Just because maybe are you concerned with the guys that are stars not looking like stars? What are you concerned with is more my question. Sorry. And why is it Jorge Polanco not playing at all? Not even DHing. He like has he played an organized game? I have not seen it.
No,
So
no, he
uh
hasn't.
like, you know, I I don't know if there's anything is there anything else that we're concerned with? Would you put Logan Evans in that same thing because of how he's looked? Or is
No,
it a
not
different
yet.
it's a different
I,
level of concern, right? Because that's a development thing for
yeah, it's
him.
more
Hmm.
curiosity
Yeah.
of what he's going through and what he might be working on is more just piques my curiosity more than anything. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm concerned. Um,
What about the other guy then?
Polanco? Oh yeah, I feel
How
like
high
that's
is that alarm right now?
yeah, that I mean, it's going to be high until we actually see him on the field.
Hmm.
Like the, I was going to give it a week before alarm bells kind of sounded. I was hoping he would be in the lineup today and no dice. So, that's tough. That's really tough because you are you're banking on a bounce back from him. That's just the reality of this lineup. You're banking on him to be a contributor in some way. So yeah, I'm worried.
Yeah, I'm my cope is that the reason he's not played is that they still have him out back somewhere in on the Peoria campus, and they're modifying his DNA to
Oh.
turn him into a bona fide third baseman.
Oh.
They're drilling down into his baseball
Bone-ified?
genes. Ha 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 ha! Bones. They're drilling down to his baseball DNA, and
Oh.
they are modifying the second baseman genes, turning him into a third baseman.
Are you
That's
writing baseball fiction? Is this
I'm always writing baseball fiction.
okay?
It's when I convince myself that the Mariners are going to be good.
Ah, yes. That is fiction
Guilty.
then.
Guilty.
Um, I would love to be Perry Hill in the
Would
mind
you?
of Perry Hill, short and old. Well, I feel like I'll get there eventually. I would love to be in the mind of Perry Hill for this spring training to like work with a guy like Polanco who is trying to play third base. Is I imagine he's trying to get strength back, but the fact that it's taking this long, mm, right?
Well,
And
and
then
he's
to be
not
able,
cleared. Like it's not
yeah,
even like he's just not ready and been cleared. He hasn't been cleared yet. So
yeah.
yikes. Gulp.
And I
Ooh.
just again, I think I talked to you about this last week, Brittany. Like, how are you as the agent and as the Polanco going to teams and saying, "Hey, he's fully healthy. He's great. He's good to go." And then, there's egg on the Mariners' face because they said, "Yep," and they wasn't it their medical team that helped pick that surgery?
Yeah, and he has
So,
to go through a full physical before any contracts official. So they had to have had some sort of idea, I would think, that he is still building up, if that's the narrative we're going with.
I don't have
It's
much
just and
copium.
it's a fascinating narrative of he's fully healthy and ready to go is where we started. And now we're a couple weeks in and he hasn't been cleared for play yet.
Hmm. And we haven't seen him outside of like what? Like the divish, like him and Ben Williamson and Perry Hill.
The
Like,
wall,
Hmm.
yeah.
yeah, the wall. He's stuck at the wall.
He's stuck at the wall.
I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, like, what does he do all day?
I want to know. Like,
Hopefully rehabbing.
Yeah, but like, what is that? Like, what kind of rehab? Like, what are they focusing on?
I'd imagine a lot of like strength. I know probably some hip flexor stuff to try and
Yeah.
ease any,
he's doing the Dak Prescott. The
oh God.
He's doing pass pro reps.
yeah. Hey, Seahawks, call him.
What?
No, actually, I don't think the Seahawks should sign another pass rusher who would get injured. We have too many of those. Let's. All right.
Yes.
Um, let's go to the bullpen, huh? Let's go to something that I feel a little bit better about in my life. Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, the bullpen's interesting. We do have a couple updates. Kind of. I feel like they're not. Well, okay, wait. Before I go to updates fully, Rowdy Tellez has homered as a Mariner.
Yes, he
So,
has. We got Rowdy.
Let's get rowdy.
is there any thought there? Is there any convincing that he will be a contributor at all as for the Seattle
I
immediate
think
handshake?
he's gonna contribute. He's gonna hit 7 homers.
Oh my God, Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
you have
Ryan
him on the big
Bliss
league
might.
roster then.
In July, August, because somebody
Okay.
dies.
Because someone gets okay.
Yeah.
What was the last word you said, Jake?
Goes down. That's what I said.
Okay. I'm baseball fiction, man. And it was nice to see Felnine getting games. I will say that. Like
Yeah.
considering how his season went last year, just with injury, and the Hamat. How do you say that? The hand
Hamaker?
bone, Hamate bone.
Hamate
Ham
bone.
Yeah. Okay, I was saying it. Fucking guys,
hand bone.
you made me
No, I
swear.
wanted you to work through that.
Hamate.
It
Ooh,
builds
namaste.
character.
Um, and then it was just kind of like we didn't know where he was, and then because he wasn't playing games, he wasn't on the roster, so that was nice. Speaking of injuries, yeah, Matt Brash was cleared to up his velocity range in his bullpens. So this goes back to what I had Brittany explain last week about why I'm not really concerned with where he's at with his velocity right now. Was consistently at 90, 92, and hit 93 a few times. Jackson Kowar, who I'll mention in roster moves in a little bit, and Trevor Gott, who was brought back on Monday. So Trevor's back. Um, they brought back Trevor Gott. They lost Austin Voth to where is he in Japan?
Japan, I think.
Yeah.
He's
Brittany
fresh
was
off the vote.
doing a piece here on something we'll put out on Monday. And she goes,
Oh
"Who
my
is
God.
this man?" And it's Austin Voth smiling really big. And I'm like, that's Austin Voth. Like, I don't.
He has incredible eyelashes. I did not realize he looked like that. So I was staring at that picture. Who took that? Rio?
Yeah, I think so.
And I just
Usually
it
remember them all. But
I was actually before I texted you, I was sitting on that picture for like a day trying to figure out who it was.
oh my
And
God.
it was Austin Voth.
Guess
So
the
anyway,
person game.
yeah.
Um,
It's
yeah,
my
that's
favorite game to
fascinating.
play pre-game.
Come back to the Seattle Mariners, play in Japan. Hmm. Yeah, Trevor came back, so I that they didn't do any of the roster move, did they? Nope. Okay, good. I was like, I don't think anybody got jettisoned off yet. Excuse me. I
What's
don't
the big
know.
one? Big in quotes.
The big one, Jesus Christ. Where was I at bullpen? You threw me off. Jackson Kowar and Trevor Gott, who are both a little bit behind Matt Brash in their recovery, were in the 88 to 90 range. So those guys, yeah, well, they brought back Gott, and there's no guarantee he'll be anything for the Mariners, I'd say, right? Like
I mean, he got.
we are fully nonsensing it up. Jesus Christ.
That made perfect sense to me.
Sunday night.
The other thing was Troy Taylor, who came into camp with a lat strain, will throw off a mound next week, so that's nice, as he works his way back to full health. I remember when we first got that update from Sir Jerry of the Depotos, the commentary was that Troy Taylor was going to have to stay in the minors. Well, no, he's going to stay in Arizona. Sorry. When the rest of the group went up to Seattle for opening day, and he might spend some time still in Arizona before anything else. So that's nice to see. It's also fascinating too. I know I lumped Trevor Gott into the will you ever become anything? Will Jackson Kowar ever become anything for the Seattle Mariners? Like,
Great question.
um, it's always funny when Divish retweets all the Jared Kelenic homers, and I'm like, I know why you're doing this. I'm aware. Um,
He
you know.
loves it. He acts like he doesn't. He loves it.
Oh no, he knows
He
what he's doing.
lives for
Yeah.
it.
He knows what he's doing. Anybody with a brain is aware that Divish knows what he's doing, right? Um, yeah, I think one of these days, maybe in the next week or two, we should like try to fill out the bullpen and see what your opening day bullpen would look like because like I get so excited thinking about the Munoz. Oh my God.
I might have done that already.
Uh, Well, I want to go through it now.
Yeah, I had Mooney, Santos, assuming he's healthy and a real thing.
He doesn't
Snyder,
he materializes.
it's legit.
Yeah, no, it
Um,
is.
Spire, Sauce, just I don't know if Sauce gets through a full season with the Mariners. I'm not, just
Really?
perfectly honest, I'm not sure what that looks like for him, but they need lefties. Trent
Yeah.
Thornton, and then I kind of had like Bolton Bizardo in one, like they were one person. Bolton slash
We put
Did
two
Bizardo.
relievers together to
wait,
make one.
did the fusion dance?
You.
I think it'll
No,
be
wait, other way.
one or the other of those two.
We got there.
And then Troy Taylor, it sounds like will not be healthy to start the season. So I am guessing new Mariner Seth Martinez is going to take that 13th spot.
What about Casey Legumina?
Who?
I didn't have him on my list.
Paul Sewald 2.0.
And he does have options, I believe.
Oh, yes, that's the part too. People are like,
Yeah.
that's always something that's funny to me during baseball season. It's like, why did this guy come down? It's like, well, if they don't, like, when they want to send this guy back, they're screwed. So,
Yeah.
like, think about that. Um,
That would require Twitter users to think.
yeah, it's a lot to ask. Did you have Trent Thornton in there?
I did.
Okay, I didn't hear. I was like,
I
wait a
did.
minute, what about the goggles, man?
I had Thorny on there. Yep.
It's so funny. The occasional nails moment, and you see him like really excited, and then the
And he's
glasses.
Hey, he had a great outing on was it Friday?
Yeah.
The Padres. Yeah.
If he can do basically what he did last year, that's solid.
He was
The issue
underappreciated.
the
That's
issue
true.
last year was he was put into roles he shouldn't have been in, and he was
No.
asked to perform at a level that he's just not going to perform at. So if you can get from Thornton what he did last year, I think you're happy. Casey Legumina does have an option, so I'd imagine they'll do that with him.
Um, Jake, do you have any disagreements with Brittany's list?
Bring it.
Are we rocking Gabe?
Yes, I
Gabe
had him on
Okay,
my
okay.
list.
As long
Yeah.
as we're rocking Gabe, I'm
Yep,
good.
we're
I'm a
rocking Gabe.
We're rocking Gabe. He's a
He's bouncing
fascinating
back.
guy too. Like, I remember when he came back, what, later in the year last year, and the velocity was down.
hmm
I was like, this might be it. You might be cooked. Um, so Gabe Spire is another interesting one to me. I mean, so who's left off of this? Carlos Vargas.
Yeah.
Um, was Colin Snyder in there? Collie Sny?
Yes. Yep,
Okay.
I had him on there. So Will
Will
Klein,
Klein,
I had
Legumina, Danner,
Danner,
Castano.
no, Castano, no.
Those were the
And then
no's, yeah.
one of Bizarro or Bolton. I really just
Yes.
couldn't decide between the two, so I
Yeah.
put it on
Oh, wait.
there.
So this means no Shintaro either.
Correct.
Yeah, well, when he almost killed a guy, yeah. Interesting. And then, well, and then there's a thing too, like which one of these guys that we're talking about ends up in Tacoma and plays
Yeah.
leverage innings
Yeah.
later into
Yes.
the season on a nice
Totally.
July night. And we're sitting there and Casey Lawrence is, God bless him. All
Love
right.
Casey Lawrence for real.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's always well, and that's the thing too, is as Jake mentioned, Twitter users thinking is a difficult concept because the bullpen is always such a fascinating thing. Like hearing hearing Scott talk about bullpens was funny because he's like, I know who's pitching the night of. I'm like, so yeah, these things are thought about. Like, it's not easy as just throw Mooney out there for like the eighth time in 10 days. Like, I would prefer to not explode him,
Yeah.
please.
Kind of need him.
Kind of, maybe. We'll see. So, that kind of brings it up to we had the first round of roster moves. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
much. These are all guys that make a lot of sense to send down. Poor Darius Valdez was released. Was he the giant that was? Yes, he's the giant that was. Excuse me. Oh my God. Sorry, I just found a YouTube channel that is just posting Ryan Divish's bullpens as content. That's okay, guys.
It would be so easy to be lazy.
Don't get me started, Jake. I'll get really angry thinking
Darius
about
Valdez,
people.
Don't
6'8",
get him started, Jake.
254.
That's it. He's a
What a
unit.
big guy.
He's huge. He was Andres Munoz's roommate in the Padres system, and I was like, "Come on,
Whoa.
man! Like that's a lot of gas, a lot of gas, but nowhere to put it." Kind of
And
like
he
Shintaro.
threw like 89, right?
Oh, what? Really? There's no gas. There's negative gas.
Isn't it, like he's a big guy, but he doesn't turn into anything.
Oh, that's sad. Well, yeah, so he got released. He's a righty. Then Peyton Alford, lefty, got reassigned, which that's not surprising. Like every now and then I see Peyton Alford's name in the minor leagues. I'm like, oh, yeah, they're still around. Tyler Leavitt, nope. Tyler Cleveland and Hunter Cranton. Hunter Cranton's an interesting minor leaguer. He's a guy that when, we get back to the sicko activities of MILB.com, I'll be enjoying two righties and then two catchers. Josh Caron and Connor Sharping both reassigned to minor league camp. Again, none of that's surprising. I don't think any of those guys really jump at you either, outside of Cranton a little bit. Like he's interesting. So
Yeah.
69 players in major league camp. Some
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you. I was gonna say someone say it. I didn't even need to get through it.
Ah,
Um, oh God, it's really funny to look at your lefty list on this roster. The left-handed pitchers are Jonathan Diaz, Josh Fleming, Brandon Garcia, Austin Kitchen, Drew Pomeranz, Taylor Saucedo, and Gabe Spire. Like, it's not an inspiring list.
I am in Gabe spired actually.
We really are nonsensing it up. This is just wonderful.
It's what I
Um,
bring. We're like
so
id ego and super ego. It's great.
this brings us to Seth Martinez, and now Seth Martinez was brought in today. We record our Mariner Monday shows on Sundays typically because you want to do things in advance.
That's how time
Um,
works.
Typically, yes. So Coar, we've talked a lot about Coar and if he'll ever be something for the Mariners. That's still up for debate. Again, well, not even debate. It's a giant question mark, kind of like Gregory Santos, except I would argue Gregory Santos is a lot more exciting, given what we
yeah.
saw in Anaheim, the giant like man child he is. I say man child because of the energy, nothing else. Coar was placed on the 60-day IL, which I mean it makes sense considering he's coming back from Tommy John. Wasn't expected till mid-May, mid to late May at the earliest, so that makes sense. Seth Martinez is somewhat interesting, for reasons that our smarter friends will explain here in a second. But it was just really weird to see the Mariners post a graphic, and it was I like half looked at it as I was covering this UW game, and it was a guy with a beard, like a little, it's not a pale complexion, and in an Astros jersey. I was like, when did we get Justin Verlander? I was like, what the hell is this? And then I looked again and I was like, oh, okay. Um,
Imagine though. Imagine the
I
discourse.
don't want that old man. I forgot that he was in San Francisco.
There was a clip of him going around yesterday of him facing like a 17-year-old
Terrible.
Oh my
and
God.
just
Mean.
killing that kid. Just
That's bullying.
yeah. It was like
Going
change up,
home.
curveball, fastball. There's nothing you can do. It was like that. I would strike Timothy Chalamet out on 3 pitches tweet,
Oh my
but it
God.
was in real life against this poor 17-year-old in the Giants minor league system.
Texting your dad, hey, Justin Verlander just cooked my ass. Oh, good job, son. Good job, son. I'm proud of you. Brittany, Seth Martinez, talk to me.
Yeah. Seth Martinez.
What are we working here besides a 94 percentile extension?
Total Mariner pile profile. Like I saw the tweet that we had picked him up, and I went to his baseball savant page expecting to see a low arm angle, and I was not disappointed. He has a 13-degree arm angle, which I think would make that the lowest arm angle in the entire Mariners bullpen.
Wow.
Legumina sits at 17 degrees. So Seawald E, you mentioned the extension. He was, let's see, last with the Diamondbacks. He's wearing a Diamondbacks hat. He was released by the Marlins, though, is where they got him from. So he's bounced around a little bit, but yeah, I can see this being just their kind of guy with that four seam, the funky arm angle, and the sweeper. Um, it is screaming Seawald-esque. We use that comp all the time, but
Oh,
it
Paul.
fits. It fits.
They're trying to recreate him in the aggregate.
In the aggregate,
Oh,
right?
Jesus Christ.
I can see this if they, Woody gets his hands on him and they can get him to throw where they want him to throw it. I could see him being a middle sixth, seventh inning type of guy for them.
And his arming has been getting lower every year.
It has,
It's
yeah.
getting
It's the
Like
low.
lowest.
like in 21 it was 23 and then he dropped it down to 17 and now he's
Yeah.
at 13 last year. Like he's going to be a submariner.
Yeah.
Or I guess a submariner. Mariners.
It's just
The
gonna keep.
sweeper, the
Damn you,
sweeper
Jake.
needs some help, it looks like. It got hit pretty hard last year.
Ooh.
Opponent slugged 540 off his sweeper, so I'm sure that'll be one of the first things that they work on with him.
Hmm.
The four seam looks good. He also got a sinker and a changeup. Yeah, he's a Mariner.
Now officially. Um, so wait, did you say he would make your bullpen, or would he go
Yeah.
in the? Okay, so whose spot is he taking?
Well,
The
this
the
is assuming Troy Taylor is
Oh, that's right. That's right.
injured. Yeah.
Yes. Broken Troy Taylor. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Poor Troy.
I mean, Troy
Yeah.
was sacked back in the Bronze Age.
You're terrible, Jake. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, we'll end it off here. Another lunacy episode as we're again. It feels like one of us has had our nope, see? Look. Our brain
Yeah.
melted by the Arizona sun, but none of us are there. Um, what
I
do you want to
refuse
see?
to have a normal episode. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's fair. What do you want to see from the next week? Like, is it a
Mm.
Jorge Polanco sighting? Is it Ben Williamson continuing to produce? Is it an
Yeah.
Andres Munoz kick change? Like, what do you want to see from the next week, Jake? Brittany, I'll go to you, and then we'll close this thing out.
I do need, yeah, at the very minimum, like a wellness check on Jorge Polanco. Like I need to see,
Can we
I need
send
to prove
Tucker
that
to
he's
go
not being
check him
weakened
out?
at Bernie's around.
For real.
Whenever oh man, I do need to see that man alive. Yeah, I mean, and also I need to start seeing the actual top of the lineup major league guys start squaring some stuff up. Like I don't mean like I need 1,000,000 home runs by next week's stat. But I need line drives, I need square up. I need to see good approach and patience, especially when you get sent up against like some kind of high A guy that's just there because there needs to be somebody on the mound. Like I need him to lock in. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Send this
Um,
message to the clubhouse. Lock in.
yeah, That's it. I just need that ringing in their ears as they step up to the plate. Lock in, lock in, lock in. Um, but beyond that, it's still very early in spring training, so I'm just happy to see baseball, which also not seeing a lot of baseball because a lot of it's not being broadcast anywhere because it is literally impossible to put a television camera in Arizona.
I guess
That's true.
iPhone stream just.
Well, we know Divish can do it.
I think his arms would get tired after a while, and he'd probably complain on the Cutie or Division.
He
Actually,
has to
I
for
do want to
that.
see that then.
Oh my gosh, Divish Cam. I love when they do Divish Cam, like at a major league game, and they just zoom in on him in the press box, and then they'll tweet angrily about, "I don't want to be seen," or somebody will say, "Why aren't you wearing a three-piece suit with a
Yeah,
vest and a black tie?" He's like,
and I'm
"Oh,
like, who does this normal? Like, who? What sane person will show up to T-Mobile Park in say the early August? They're gonna play. Who's a really obscure? Well, they'll. Oh wait, I should look at the. But randomly, I don't need to be 100% accurate. They're playing the Marlins.
oh."
Who's wearing a fucking suit to that game? Like the husk of that team. Maybe it's I think the only reason the Marlins would be worth it if Sandy is pitching. Like,
And that's
and
just to
even
try to
that.
woo him. Look, we dress
Yes.
nice here.
Ooh, you want to come pitch here? Ooh.
Ooh,
They got to
it's a
get rid of Sandy.
pitcher-friendly park. Ooh, never gonna happen.
We'll let Brittany get to her point.
Um, they gotta. I'm like, that's actually something that's bugging me. I want the Marlins to trade Sandy before the trade deadline. Like, don't mess around with it. Get him off. Get some actual prospects and guys back for him. Because if they wait, the like risk of him getting injured again just keeps going up. So like, he's healthy. He hit 100 miles an hour in the game he pitched a couple days ago. Get him off the books now. Trade him. Anyway, I need to see Mitch Garver handle some breaking pitches
Hmm.
because he is still getting eaten by those. That happened. Wasn't today? Must have been yesterday. It was sometime
I
this
think it was
week.
yesterday. Yeah, I remember you
Yeah,
seeing that.
yeah. So I want to see him handle some sliders and some breaking pitches because that was his weakness last year. And while it is great to see high exit velocity from him on fastballs, um, that was not something that he struggled with. So I would like to see that. I would like to see Luke Rayleigh get into a little bit of a groove. He had his
Hmm.
break. Congratulations to him, new dad. And I watching him at the plate today, you can tell that he has been away for a few days. So just want him to get comfy and get into a groove at the plate. I would love to continue to see Logan and Kirby and Bryce doing just exactly what they're doing. They've looked, Logan was awesome today. And we need a Jorge Polanco sighting. So that's probably number one.
The Jorge Polanco wellness check. You know what they should do? They should do what now Everett native Sophie Ballgame. Send him pizza
Yes.
to the
There you
to
go.
the to the
Yeah,
facility.
There you
Say
go.
you
All
need
right.
to hand this to Jorge Polanco.
yeah.
If you don't, I want my money back. And it's just Manny Acta, and he's just in a in a cartoon mustache. Hello, I'm Jorge. Hand it over. Where is this man? I want to just see him. Like, this is what like I understand it's nobody's and maybe it's out of their control, but like when there's things like this that I could do if I was there, it just drives me up a wall. Like when there's stuff at the Kraken practices that I miss, and it's like no one asks it. I'm like, well, what the hell, guys? Like,
Don't miss then. It's you
God
tell
forbid I
them.
get some sleep, Brittany.
Nah, it's overrated.
Sleeps for the
It's good
weak.
sleep when you're dead.
Exactly.
Hey, can
Says
we
the
talk
person
about
who,
Big Maple? What was Big Maple doing at the
yeah, I
Kraken
don't know
game
what that
last
was
night?
about. That was nice to see. I
That
mean,
was cool.
it was funny because friend of Charles, Mike Benton, tweeted he was like he plans to come out to more games. I was like, did he just reemerge from the forest? Like, They've been
Kinda.
playing the Canucks 4 times a year the last 4 years. Like, wh- I don't know. I don't know what he's been doing, right? Because he's done with baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Yep.
know what is he out like with the bald eagles? I don't, Oh, there's a James Paxton actor. I don't know. I looked up James Paxton and it gave me someone else. I was like, how dare you? I wanted to see this giant lefty.
James
All right.
Paxton, the actor.
You're terrible. That's a great way to end things. Um, Goodness. Well, another delusional, lunatic, wild, and certainly not normal episode of Mariner Mondays. Again, it was a tougher week because it was just these games with a little bit of flair in them, and then the flair in them was the guys that we won't see at the major league level for what, a few years.
Yeah.
So, you know, that and Seth Martinez. Another collection to the Jerry DePoto Arm Farm. Here we go. Here we go. Come on down.
Sixth inning reliever, book it.
When I'm filling out my scorecard in March and I see that, I will think of you.
It's
Thank you.
March now, Charles.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't think he'd be pitching on the first few days of this. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. Knock on wood. God forbid we get there. All right, we'll get out of here. Actually, let's see what games are actually going to be broadcast this upcoming week because I love Rick Riz very much, but it's not the same when I can't see these men swinging at the ball.
There's a couple, I
Um,
think.
Guardians tomorrow, MLB video. Okay. They get a day off on Tuesday, God forbid. Royals, nope, on Wednesday. Split squad. One is en route.
Oh,
Oh.
Diamondbacks.
all right.
Dodgers en route. Wow, back-to-back days. We're spoiled, boys. Saturday Cubs, nothing. Rockies on Sunday. Why we got Rockies back-to-back? Wow. So three
No, no,
route
no.
broadcasts
No,
for
you
a
got
span
it.
of
You
One,
nailed
four
one,
it.
two,
days.
three. One,
I've
two.
I have eaten one maple bar donut today.
Oof.
Maybe
Is
it's
that
getting
it?
to my head. Yes.
You should eat some more food, man.
I'm not going to lecture you.
Until we see you next week, take care of yourselves. Be well. Do whatever you can to make today a great day.
The Hall of Famer, legendary center on your 1979 NBA champions, our Seattle Supersonics, and the 1980 Sports Star of the Year, number 43, Jack Sikma.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Seattle sports fans. It's great to be among you. 45 years ago, I had the honor of receiving the then Seattle PI Sports Star of the Year award. The Sonics had just won the '79 NBA championship led by Coach Lenny Wilkins. The winner of the Sports Star of the Year, Men's Sports, presented by Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, is Cal Raleigh. Cal, congratulations, and nice to meet you, Pete. So take care. Congrats.
I was feeling pretty tall before I got up here. It'll humble you real quick, I guess. I guess I want to first thank the commission here, the Seattle Sports Commission, and I also got to apologize first. On the way here, I had a little pan situation, had my zipper break, so I was a little late. So I couldn't rock the suit tonight, but I do want to apologize. But I'll keep it short. I just want to thank my teammates. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. And obviously my coaches and my great organization as well. They give us all the resources possible, and very proud to be a Mariner, and really looking forward to this year. We're excited. It'll be a quick trip. We'll be back down to Arizona tomorrow. And lastly, I want to thank the fans. Without the fans, we'd have nothing to play for. And we really love having you guys out of the stadium and supporting us every night. And we look forward to bringing a World Series to the city soon.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, how about those M's?
Oh, I'm excited.
I know. Where are you going to watch all those away games, though?
Away games. Huh. I was thinking of coming here since, after all, Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle Sports.
I love that idea. Hope to see y'all here.